Hi there, Terry back again. Hope I find you well. Welcome to yet another video. And this time we have some Batman goodness with Detective Comics. And according to the thumbnail, it's part 6, 1975. Beginning with this Jim Aparo to Jania Wood, Gaspar Saladino cover. Number 444 from January, obviously 1975. Julius Schwartz was back in the editor role after a year away. This is a 100-pager, as you can see, and we have 2 new stories and 7 old ones. And the first one is Batman, Bat Murderer. Writer Len Wein, art and pencils by Jim Aparo. Batman infiltrates a gang trying to find a dangerous criminal called Scrag Donovan. This is led by a mysterious woman who, when the gang strike at a movie premiere, Batman finds her to be Talia al Ghul. She asked him not to arrest her for the sake of her father. She throws Batman her gun and runs, but inexplicably, Batman fires the gun, hitting and killing Talia. Back at police headquarters, Gordon can do nothing else but give orders for Batman's arrest, commanding that the bat signal never be turned on again. Under darkness, Batman delivers Scrag Donovan to the police, true to his last promise. Now, the reprints are from Star Spangled Comics, number 111, December 50, Robin in Dick Grayson Detective. From Strange Adventures, number 114, March 60, Star Hawkins in The Case of the Martian Witness. This was Star Hawkins' first appearance. He made 30 plus appearances right up to his death in 2006. From Star Spangled Comics, number 109, October 50, The International Sky Police. From Kid Eternity, number 10, July 1948, The Man Called Unknown. And next, we have Roy Raymond from Detective 285, November 60, in The Good Luck Prophet. And then Dale Evans Comics, number 9, February 50, gives us Sierra Smith in The Case of the Haunted Horse. And the last reprint is from Gangbusters, number 48, October 55, the story Circus Beat. And lastly, the second new story with Ralph Dimby, the Elongated Man, the first DC story written by Mike W. Barr. It's called The Magical Mystery Mirror, art by Ernie Chan. Right, next we have number 445. This is the last 100-pager. March cover date. Again, we have Jim Aparo, Dejania Wood, and Gaspar Saladino on the cover. And this time, there's 2 new stories and 8 reprints. Batman first in Break-In at the Big House. Batman explains to Alfred and Dick Grayson that the gun he held fired itself. He never touched the trigger. Commissioner Gordon asks Bruce Wayne if he can convince Batman to hand himself in. Bruce plays along so he can keep an eye on the investigation. Batman breaks into the new Gotham maximum security prison to talk to Ra's al Ghul, who he believes is responsible for this predicament. Ra's admits as such, and then produces a gun and shoots himself, framing Batman for 2 murders. The prison guards become aware of Batman's presence, but he manages to escape using one of the secret exits he learned from the spook. The reprints start with Star Hawkins in The Case of the Robot Spy from Strange Adventures 116, May 60. And then from Big Town number 2, February 51, is a story called The Human Bomb, not to be confused with the character of the same name. Then we have the Swiss Border Patrol from Star Spangled Comics, number 105, June 1950. And then from Gangbusters number 5, August 48, The Case of the Crooked Gambler. And next, The Man Who Slept 200 Years, featuring Roy Raymond from Detective 222, August 1955. And also from Detective Comics, number 327 this time, from May 64, the first appearance of the Elongated Man in Detective Comics, with the story 10 Miles to Nowhere. And from Gangbusters number 25, this time, December 51, 24 Hours from Death. Then the last oldie but goldie. Sorry. Dr. Midnight in Case of the Talking Shadows. Originally printed in All American Comics, number 101 from September 14. And Robin rounds off the issue with a new story, The Touchdown Trap. It's written by Bob Rozakis, art by Mike Grell. At Hudson University, Robin helps thwart a 1924 alumni's revenge against an old classmate through a bomb planted in a football. Like, excuse me? It's alright, it's only orange. Back to 24 pages and a new price. 25 cents. 10 pence in the UK. April 75 cover date. Cover art by Jim Aparo to Daniel Wood and Gaspar Saladino. We have two new stories in here. Firstly, Batman in Slaughter in Silver, written by Len Wein, arts and letters by Jim Aparo. Batman still looking for clues to prove his innocence. He runs into silver smugglers. He confronts the boss, Sterling Silversmith. They have a fight, which Batman loses to begin with, but he manages to stop Silversmith and his criminal partners. The police arrive and arrest him, as well as Batman, but he gets away, and still no nearer to clearing his name. The second story features Hawkman in The Mystery of the Flyaway Car, written by E. Nelson Bridwell, pencils Rich Buckler, inks Klaus Janssen. A crook hides his loot in a random car, but unfortunately for him it turns out to be Carter Hall's car. The scientific gizmo he stole somehow activated Hawkman's belt and made the car fly. Number 447, May cover date. Dick Giordano to Daniel Wood and Gaspar Saladino with the cover. Enter the Creeper. Len Wein writing, Ernie Chan and Dick Giordano with the art. Batman has become an unwanted figure in Gotham. Jack Ryder, the Creeper, reports this news along with the fact that half of Gotham want Batman locked up. Batman continues the investigation and goes to the cemetery where Ra's and Talia al Ghul's bodies are buried. He digs up Ra's grave. Opening the coffin, it's empty. A couple of police officers have seen him. Batman takes them to the graveside to show them the empty coffin, but Ra's body's in there. He retreats before being arrested. And back at the Wayne Foundation, Alfred has found a clue on the gun that Ra's used to kill himself. A lion's hair. Batman heads to the zoo, but finds nothing. The Creeper appears and they fight. Someone opens the animal cages, meaning Batman and the Creeper have to put their differences aside and control the animals. They do this and capture the man who let them free. As he is about to confess who he is working for, he is struck in the back by an arrow, killing him. The Creeper realises that Batman is telling the truth of his innocence and agrees to help him to find out who is framing him. And our second story is Robin in The Puzzle of the Pyramids, written by Bob Rozakis, art by Martinez and Mazzaroli. Robin corners a student thief during a pyramid building competition at Hudson University, which was supervised by Dick Grayson and broadcasted by Clark Kent. And for you Americans out there, some trivia for that Robin story. A character in the story called Fred Taylor. His shirt reads Junior Woodchucks. And this is the Boy Scout troop which Donald Duck's nephews belong to. And they first appeared in Dell Comic Book in 1951. So which of you out there know which one? I don't know. Right. 448. June 75. Cover by Jim Aparo to Daniel Wood and Gaspar Saladino. Title, Bedlam Beneath the Big Top. Writer Len Wein, artist Ernie Chan and Dick Giordano. Batman learns from Jack Ryder that there's a good chance those responsible for his frame-up are in a foreign circus even. Batman investigates and finds a machine that is completely out of place. He is then attacked by a midget. Batman tries to capture him, but he loses him in a house of mirrors. Batman is then attacked by some of the circus freaks, but he defeats them and escapes. But he is then attacked by some thugs. He wakes up surrounded by them and a woman snake charmer who, taking off her disguise, is revealed to be Talia, alive and well. Talia reveals her and her father's plan to set Batman up so he would have to join the Ra's al Ghul Empire, as he was now spurned and a wanted man. There is more to this story, but I don't want to spoil it. And as there's a Detective Comics 449, obviously most things are sorted out. And talking of 449, here it is. July 75. Ernie Chan and Tajania Wood with the cover. Title, Midnight Rustler of Gotham City. Writer, Elliot S. Maggin. Pencils, Ernie Chan. And the inks by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Commissioner Gordon asked Batman's help with a problem involving 4 slaughterhouses, each losing a herd of cattle. And then the Elongate Man story, A Mystery Man Who Walked on Air. Writer Mary Screens, art Dick Giordano, and Sue Dimby sets up a mystery birthday present for Ralph. Can you guess who she asked? Someone who walked outside their 9th floor hotel window. He seemingly flies. He stands on water and then disappears, even though the room he is in seemingly has no means of escape without being seen. Answer in the comments. $4.50 next, August cover date. Dick Giordano with the cover. And it's The Cape and the Cowl Death Trap. Elliot S. Maggin, writing, Walt Simonson, art. This story seems to centre around stealing Batman's cape and cowl. And a line from Batman to a criminal he is interrogating. True, the police can't interrogate you without counsel. So that's one of the reasons I'm not a policeman. Robin's Tale by Bob Rozakis, art by Al Milgram and Terry Austin. The Parking Lot Bandit. We get to meet for the first time Laurie Elton, a girlfriend for a year or two of Dick Grayson's. A clever thief sets up a lady to be in the right place at the right time for him, the wrong one for her. He wants to steal her purse, which he believes has the keys to the university treasury, as she works there. More next issue. 451 September cover date. Dick Giordano, Tajania Wood, Gaspar Saladino. The Batman's Burden. Dennis O'Neill writing, Ernie Chan with the art. A quote from Bruce Wayne. The Batman seldom enjoys himself. I'm certain he envies those who can lead peaceful lives. He is driven. He is burdened with a compulsion to battle crime. It isn't pretty. It's simply what he does. What he needs to do. Don't pity him, but don't condemn him either. And the Robin story, The Parking Lot Bandit strikes again. Same creators as last issue. Excuse me. The thief, or bandit rather, does get away with $50,000. The police find another person being set up the same way that Mrs. Roberts was the last issue. The police stake out the area and catch the thief, but he denies he did the university job. Robin investigates and finds the real culprit. Next we have 452 October cover date. And this one doesn't have the Comic Code Authority stamp on it. So they must have been telling naughty stories in here. Ernie Chan and Tajania Wood did the cover. Crackdown on the Crime Exchange. Writer David Fern Reed. Art by Ernie Chan and Mike Royer. Batman responds to a police radio transmission and accompanies 2 officers into the tower building. Guards reported strange hammering sounds on the 25th floor, as an auction will soon occur on the 30th. On the roof, Batman finds a torn access door. Inside, he confronts 2 men, including former circus strongman Yak. They fight. Batman is knocked out a window, which buys the criminals time to haul a safe to the roof. A helicopter arrives and takes the safe away. Over the next few weeks, the Crime Exchange gang are highly successful in their robberies. Batman manages to infiltrate the gang, but what is happening on the cover ends the issue. Oh, sorry, Hawkman. The Hawkman story, The Curse of the Ancient Weapons. E. Nelson Bridwell writing, and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez with the art. And this story we have tablets of stone with ancient incantations, an escaped illusionist, talking hawks, as in the real birds, and lots of fighting. 453, Ernie Chan to Janiel Wood with the cover, November cover date. The Deadly Web of the Crime Exchange. Same creators as last issue. Batman picks up the gun and throws it at the video screen. This causes a blackout, giving him enough time to change into his disguise, making it look as if Batman has disappeared into thin air. Batman has planted a bug at the crime exchange so he can monitor the conversations. Bruce Wayne asks his fellow wealthy patrons to begin reporting fake robberies. Meanwhile, Batman is thwarting the crime exchange's real robberies. The boss of the crime exchange believes there's a new gang in town. He gets his second in command to propose a merger. Batman sets up a fake headquarters which enables him to capture the gang. Except for the boss, or president as he likes to be called. Batman has to be a lot more subtle to trap him. The Elongated Man's story is The Case of the Reverse Pickpocket. Writer Mike W. Barr, pencils Sergio Garcia, and inks by Frank McLaughlin. Sue takes all of Ralph's cash for a shopping trip, but when Ralph is asked by a young girl to buy some cookies, he explains he has no cash. On opening his wallet, it is full of notes. How this happened is to do with hypnotism, but that's all you're getting. Find this issue and give it a read. Right, this is a long one. Hope you're still with me. But we come to the last issue now, number 454, by Ernie Chua and Tejania Wood. That's the cover. And it's written by David Vern Reed, and the setup caper is the title. Pencils by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Ernie Chan with the inks. Or Ernie Chua, whichever you like to call him. The gang boss with a propensity for hand-to-hand combat uses two professional fighters as stalking horses to figure out Batman's fighting moves and how to counter them. Batman falls for the ruse and he fights both opponents, thinking they are Rex Giles, the wanted criminal. When Batman takes the suspects to the GCPD headquarters, he realises the truth, and after thinking the reason for the setup, Batman comes to the right conclusion that he has been analysed by Giles's men. Batman eventually confronts Rex Giles, who believes he can overcome Batman, but the Dark Knight uses a different fighting style this time and defeats Giles, who never stood a chance against Batman. After this encounter, Batman is glad to put a wanted criminal behind bars, and he is more motivated to confront his next challenge. And lastly, we have the Hawkman tale, The Catch Me If You Can. Writer E. Nelson Bridwell, art by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Small-time Crook is escaping with his pitiful loot, but Hawkman nabs him out of nowhere that shows incredible power and electrocutes the Hawkman and escapes. Arriving home, he discusses what happened with Shearer, and Carter figures the Crook must have developed powers on the spot, as he wouldn't have been pulling such worthless jobs for the longest time. The two alien police officers start patrolling the city, expecting a big exploit from the new supervillain. The Crook wants to use his magic touch to open the locked doors of the Midway City government printing office, but he only trips the burglar alarm. Hawkman quickly descends on him with the police, but the Crook suddenly shears his wings off when he transforms the lasso that was meant to catch him into a deadly flying saw blade. Second part of that tale is next year, as in the 1976 January cover date, which we'll be covering soon. Well, that's it for 75. 76 will be here soonish, as I say. Hope you enjoyed those. Let me know in the comments if you would give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the content. And remember, keep that Panthology flag flying. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.